How's it going, everybody? My name is Borg Buddy, and today it is currently 7 o'clock in the morning, and this occurred to me that, there's a lot of movies based on A Christmas Carol, and some of them are good, some of them are bad, some of them are alright. So I figured I'm going to rank them all in a tier list. I have them all here. Okay, so maybe not all of them, all the ones I've seen, or at least that I know exist. So, we have at the top of the tier list, It Increases My Heart 3 sizes, and at the very end, of course, it has to be Bah Humbug. So, let's get started. First one we have is the Mickey's Christmas Carol by Disney. It's a good movie. It's a good movie. It's got its good things. It's a nice little adaptation. I wouldn't say that it's, the best. It's a nice adaptation. It doesn't try anything. But it's always nice to see what people do when they adapt these kinds of things and turn it into, their own thing with their own characters, So I'm going to put it in Jingle All the Way. Not all the way there, but it's good there. We have Mr. Magoo's Christmas. I'm pretty certain most of you who are watching this don't even know who Mr. Magoo is. I didn't even know who Mr. Magoo is. I honestly still don't know who Mr. Magoo is. But me and my family watched it one day, and we watched it, and I was like, I'll put it in, it tickles my nose. That's all it does. That's about it. It's a tickling of the noses. Nothing too exciting there. But next we have George C. Scott's version of A Christmas Carol. This is probably my favorite version of A Christmas Carol, just because it's a bit more, I feel like it was if I made it. Scrooge is, of course, played by George C. Scott, and he's a bit more sadistic than other Scrooges I've seen. And the ghosts have a bit more of a personality tweak that I kind of like, but it's a solid movie. It's very well made, and honestly, just a fun time to watch. I always try to watch it once every year. So I'm going to put that in Increases My Heart 3 sizes. Very well made. I love George C. Scott as Scrooge. It's very, very well done. Next one we have is Jim Carrey's A Christmas Carol, the animated one, also by Disney, I believe. It's a Christmas Carol with, of course, Jim Carrey, so it's a bit more on the wacky side. It's a bit more less grounded in reality, but it does have my favorite version of the Ghost of Christmas Future. It's a bit more intense, I guess. But it's alright. I'm going to put it in Jingle All the Way. It's so cool. It's cool. It's not quite there, but it's cool. It's a nice little animated adaptation. But what Jim Carrey, it always has that. You can always tell it's a Jim Carrey movie with that little tweak he does, the little awkward things. Plus, he plays like every character in the movie. The next one is Bah Humbug, a Looney Tunes Christmas, a Christmas Carol, but set in a modern day and age with Daffy Duck as Scrooge, and instead of a, what was Scrooge even? Was he like a real estate guy? I'm not sure what he was. It was never explained to me. But he runs a mall, essentially. Daffy runs a mall, and he's a stingy old corporate overlord. It's always nice to see. Bugs Bunny actually, surprisingly, isn't Bob Cratchit. He's actually just a side character who's just Bugs Bunny. Funny thing is, Cratchit is actually Porky Pig, and he has a daughter instead of a son. And I don't think we've ever seen the daughter or ever seen the daughter since. Maybe we have, but from what I remember, this was like a one-time thing. Porky Pig had a daughter in this one movie, and that was it. It's, I love the Looney Tunes. They're good things. It's a nice little thing. So I'll put it in Tickles My Nose for now, but barely tightens my shoes. It's not one that's very memorable, unfortunately, even with the Looney Tunes cast. It's funny, but for a Christmas Carol movie, it's alright. Next, we have Patrick Stewart's Christmas Carol. This is probably the most, I want to say realistic version of Christmas Carol. Plus Patrick Stewart, I just love him as an actor. The Trekkie within me likes him, and I guess also the X-Men fan. But he does a very well job of portraying Scrooge, and honestly has some more of the more realistic reactions, like I was saying. Like when Scrooge comes back and he's talking about Cratchit, he's like, "I'm going to double your salary." Ha ha. Cratchit actually picks up a poker, that's what they're called, a poker from the fireplace, and tries to defend himself because he thinks Scrooge has gone mental. So I'm actually going to put that in Increases My Heart 3 sizes. It's a lot more, I guess, dark and realistic, in my opinion. And I just love Patrick Stewart as an actor. He's a good actor. Very good ye old English actor. The next one is Scrooged. This is a movie starring, I totally forgot the dude's name. One sec, I gotta look up this guy's name. What is his name? You gonna show it to me? Hello? What is his name? I totally forgot his name. Bill Murray. That's his name. Totally forgot. Bill Murray. This is also another Christmas Carol set in a modern day and age. But I feel like this one does a little bit better because it's not relying on the Looney Tunes characters or cast. So Bill Murray is, of course, the Scrooge character. I don't know if his name is Scrooge. I don't think it is. And he runs a film or a TV station. He runs a TV station or a TV station of some sort, and they're putting on a actual Christmas Carol play for their Christmas special. And of course it follows him as he goes throughout his various things. His secretary is a black woman, and that's like the Bob Cratchit of the movie. And it's a very well made modern take on the Christmas Carol. And it's just a very good movie. Marley is kind of a sleazy kind of guy, but it's funny. I'm going to put that in Jingle All the Way. Kind of in the middle of Jingle All the Way, but not to the top. It's an alright movie, but it's a Bill Murray movie. It's alright. Alright, now we're going to get to the kind of a controversial pick on this. This is the Alastair Sims version of A Christmas Carol, the one that everyone seems to like. I'm going to put that in Bah Humbug. I'm sorry. I'm not a fan of black and white. I'm a Zoomer. I was raised on giant CGI and crappy editing and terrible voice acting and stuff like that. It's compared to some of these other takes, it's not that good. Like, if it's not just the black and white thing, it's not that good of a movie. If anything, it's a good solid foundation for the other takes in this list. But other than that, I honestly don't recommend watching it. Everyone praises it a bunch, and I'm just like, this movie sucks. Sorry. So I'm going to move on before I get freaking lynched. The Muppet Christmas Carol. Okay. I am completely biased towards this one. 100% biased. Because this movie is like a family tradition of mine. We watch it every single Christmas Eve. And I've watched it every year, and it's become such a tradition to me that I have to put it Increases My Heart 3 sizes, just because I love this movie. It's a cute, adorable movie, and I'm not sure what it does right that the Looney Tunes movie does wrong. But I guess, for one thing, this movie has Michael Caine as Scrooge, and I also like Michael Caine as an actor. But I don't know. The soundtrack is amazing. I love the songs. I guess that's another thing it has going for it. The soundtrack is amazing. It kind of goes back to the ye old version of Christmas Carol set in ye old jolly old England. That was a terrible accent, I'm sorry. And it also takes each character and makes it a nice... It's a comedic movie, but it doesn't rely wholly on the comedy, I guess, like Looney Tunes does. So yeah, I'm completely biased towards this, but I'm going to put it Increases My Heart 3 sizes. Now, this next movie you might not have actually heard of. It's called The Man Who Invented Christmas. It was made in, I don't know, late 2000s? When was it made? 1 second. The Man Who Invented... 2017. It was made in 2017. And it isn't necessarily a Christmas Carol movie, but it's based on Charles Dickens as he's writing A Christmas Carol. And it's a very well-made movie. It each, as he makes the characters up, they each come to life and actually interact with him, and he interacts with them, and it's a very... And it follows him as he tries to write the story, because this is after he's like had a couple of flops of his books. And it's just a solid movie, and I would recommend watching it. I'm not sure I'm going to put it in Increases My Heart 3 Sizes. I'll put it in Jingle All the Way for now. I might change my mind later on. But it's a solid retelling of it. And it follows him as he tries to get his life in order, and he figure out what, and you hear and see certain things of where he gets his inspiration for things in the book. Like, people say things straight from the book that he puts into it, and he takes inspiration from that. He encounters people that become characters later on, and they all just kind of follow him around. And it follows him as he's trying to write the ending, but he can't seem to get it there because there's something in his own life that he has to kind of put to rest and understand before he actually gets it. Because a good writer always gets involved with his characters, and that's what I feel like this movie does. So I'm going to put that in... Yeah, I'm going to put it in Jingle All the Way. Good movie, solid movie. Highly recommend watching it. If you're looking for a Christmas Carol movie, Okay, so I'm going to end this off on How the Grinch Stole Christmas. I understand this is not a Christmas Carol movie, but come on. It's about an old miser who hates people and Christmas, and he ends up having his heart changed. Come on, it's Christmas Carol. It's just with a Dr. Seuss twist. Come on, and it's Jim Carrey. You can't not rank Jim Carrey's How the Grinch Stole Christmas. Come on. I'm gonna put that in its own little thing right there. Yeah, that's good right there. Don't you see it? But yeah, that was my tier list of all the Christmas Carol movies that I've seen. I'm sure there are others out there that I haven't seen, but these are the ones that I have seen. So these are the ones I tier listed. But yeah, leave in the comments below what you think your favorite version of a Christmas Carol movie is, or just your favorite Christmas movie. Because can you imagine if I did all the Christmas movies? Do you know how many Hallmark Channel things I would have to do? Oh, I'd probably put all those things in their own dang list. They're all predictable and they all suck. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope you have a very Merry Christmas.